Hello everyone. In this session, we will discuss the storage classes in our C language. So, normally you can see if you are defining the variables into the programmatic, you are using the data types, right? So, like here we have the integers, floating points, double, long double, and also you are using the character. Like that, you are using the creating of the variables with the data types. But here not only with the data types, here we can also use the some storage classes whenever you're defining the programmatic in our C language. Okay, so with the variables only we can define these storage classes. Simply we can say all the variables are not only have the data types, but also those will be having like your storage classes. And these storage classes are not necessary to define the storage class. Why? Because here normally it will be takes the default variables only. Okay, directly we cannot, but here it can be takes the some default variables, and after that here whatever you have the compiler, that compiler can store the classes on the that is based on the our context of the variable. Okay, and now you can see what is the storage class here. Your storage class can be represents the visibility, and also it can be displays the location of the variable. Normally if you are defining the data type like with the integer, that is just here, by that you can perform the integer values only. So like your 1 2 3 like that. Okay, but by using the storage classes here we can display that one like your visibility, and also we can give the variable location also. And these storage classes are one type of part for the code. Like here if you're writing the coding for the programmatic here, it is just here part of the code, we can access the variable in easy way. And here these storage classes almost here these will be gives the some information about the variable location. So normally here these storage classes for what we are using, for the variables only we are using, right? So these storage classes are giving the information about the variables location and the default initial value. So this variables location can be accessed like here, it may be the memory. In the memory it is storing primary memory, or else it is storing in the secondary memory. Like that here it can be shows the our variables location, or else here sometimes it can be shows like your CPU register, means directly it is storing in the CPU or not. Okay, the variable location can be shows in the form of memory or else in the CPU register. And next here we have the default initial value. So these values will be takes the default only. These storage classes are working here default values for the variables in our programmatic, right? So here these variables can be takes like here, if a variable, okay, var means your variable is not initialized. If the variable is not initialized here, so the default value will be taken by the our programmatic. So default means here, if the user is not written any variable or else not written any data type in the time here, the default value can come into the our programmatic, right? So in that time here, if the variable is not initialized here, the default initial value can be accessed into the our storage classes. And next here it will be having the variable scope. So like your scope means here this is in the local or else global. Scope means local, or else here we can say global manner. Local means you're inside of the function, global means you're outside of the function. And next here we have the variable lifetime. Here lifetime means here so how much time here the variable can stays into the programmatic. Okay, so for that case here we can see the lifetime of the variable. at present how much time it can be stays into the programmatic. If any other variable will be there, automatically the first variable life is expired. Okay, so like here the variables are the temporary memory locations, right? So like that here we are describing the our variable lifetime. By using these 4 steps here, we are performing the our storage classes. Means whatever you have the storage classes in our C language, those are using the these information. Okay, let's see here what we have the types of storage classes in our C language. So total 4 types of storage classes here we have: auto, extern, static, register. Auto means your automatic, extern, external, static. Normally you will be having like a static and dynamic, right? So like that here. And next here we have the registers. Okay, so by using this here we can perform the our storage classes. Let's start with the first one, automatic storage class. So this automatic storage class mostly performing the local variables only. So whatever you have the automatic storage classes, these are the default one. So why? Because here if you're not writing the any variable into the programmatic here, the automatic can be performs the default value for the our programmatic, and these automatic storage classes are accessing the local variables, means inside the our main function. So suppose here the local variables is not there in the programmatic here, it can be performed with the registers within the form of static. Okay, so let's see here the variables of the storage classes or automatic variables. Whatever you have the variables, those will be, we can call like your automatic variables. And here in this year, if you are performing the variable, the variable is taking the auto storage classes, right? So those are the default. Remember this one. So just you can write the default variable or else default class. And if it is not explicitly specified, okay, so means if it is not specified the any variable, it can be automatically specifies the our default value with this. And whatever you have, you can perform into the automatic with the local variables. And you can see here we have some keyword to perform with the automatic storage class. So what is the keyword to specify? That is the auto. Already here we wrote auto, right? So like that here we can display the our keyword for this. The keyword for automatic storage class is the auto. And we have some syntax to define with the our automatic storage class. Let's see here what we have the syntax. Auto, data type. Okay, you can write the data type and the variable. See here, without the data type only here we are working, right? So why it will be having means here, with if the variable is not initialized with the data type here, we are using the automatic one. So this one is taking automatic data type value for this. Okay, so next here we have some features to define this one. So what features means here we have the variable location and the default initial value, scope and the lifetime, right? So automatic storage class, how it will be performs these information. Let's see with the features. So these are the our features for these. Okay, so looks like here first we have the variable location. So automatic storage classes will be having the variable location, where it can be located in the memory. Variable can be stored in the memory. So what we have here, memory or else your CPU register. The variable location in the automatic storage class can be stored in the memory. And next here the default initial value. So here this is the unpredictable value. The default initial value is like here unpredictable value, means whatever you have the values, those can be stored in the form of or else those can be takes like your garbage value, or else you can write the unpredictable value. And the variable scope, so already we discussed like here these are in the form of local variables, right? So means inside of the main function means local variables, just you can write the local to the function or else local to the block, where you are declaring the variables. And next here we have the variable lifetime. So these variables are active till the control is the present. So control is the present only, it can be works. Control is the present, where it can be in the block. So in the block means you're in the main function. In the main function, how means your if you close the main function here, automatically the variable lifetime will be closes, means expires, or else your stops. So your once your the variable is there continuously opening and the closing of the function, so in the time your it will be having the like here our variable will be having the life. Once you close it the main function, automatically it can be expires. So here lifetime will be there here active till the control is the present in the block whenever you define the our variables in our programmatic. Okay, so just see the one simple program to define with the our automatic storage classes. How it will be looks like, let's see here. Okay, first here I am choosing the hash include stdio.h, and next here hash include conio.h. These two are the our header files in our C language. And next here I am choosing the main function. See here the two variables are stored in the local variable. So that's what here I am starting the main function. Inside you can write the our variables and then open the our main function. In this here I am declaring the automatic, and next here we have the data type, and after that here you can use the our variables. Here I am using the variables is like your a comma b, and next here clear the screen. If you have the if you perform the previous any programs, that will be clears by the clear the screen. And next here we have the printf. So in a printf here I am using the /n, and means here this is for next line. And here I am using the percentile d and the percentile d. So these two are the specifiers for the a and b. Here we have the d means your integers. So integer specifier is the our d, percentile d. And why we took the two times means here we have the a comma b, two variables. For what here we took the two variables. And next close this, write the first percentile d for the a and the second percentile d for the b. Okay, and next here get ch, get the character and the return. So here you can see why we are writing the get ch means here whatever the user is press the key from the keyboard here, that is need to be calculated. For that here we can performing the get ch or else you're accessed. Okay, then close your programmatic. So what you will be get the our program our answer if you enter the any a value, any b value, that can be displayed into the programmatic. So first here whatever you have automatically it can be text, right? So for example it can be gives the output is like 28761 and 12803 like this. For example it will be gives the some output like this. So automatic variables can be performed like this. And next here we have the register storage classes. Next here we have the register. So the register storage classes can be registers with the when you want to store the local variables within the functions, or else here block in CPU registers. So suppose if we need to be store the our local variables within the function, where we are storing the our local variables within the functions, or else your block in the CPU registers. Instead of the RAM to have quick access to these variables, instead of the RAM means here, so without using the RAM here, we need to be using our local variables within the function, or else directly in the CPU registers. For that case here we are using the our register storage classes, and these variables are limited to the our particular block only. So these are not we have heavy much, so just these are the limited variables. It will be having the just limited variables, and in this variables are declared by using the register storage classes that will not have the no default value. So here this is not the no default value. Auto is the default value, but your register is not default value, and these variables are declared at the beginning of the programmatic only. These are declared in the beginning of the programmatic, and we have the keyword to define with the our registers. What we have the keyword here, we have like your register. Okay, and next here we have the syntax to define with the our register storage class. So normally here we have the register, data type, and next here variables. Whatever you have the variables that you can define into this. Okay, register is the our keyword, and with the data type and variables we can define this. And next here you can see we have the features to define this one. So like your variable location like this, you can see. Okay, here we have the features for this. So first here we have the variable location for this. So you can, in the definition only we have, you can store the our variables, local variables within the functions, or else here block in the CPU register. Means here we are not storing in the RAM. RAM is like your our memory, right? So we are not storing in the RAM means we are not storing in the memory. So the variable location will be there in the form of CPU registers. Now location is like your CPU registers. And next here the default initial value. Default initial value is also unpredictable value like your garbage value only. Garbage value. Okay, garbage value means your it is not used. Okay, like your dustbin type, or else recycle bin type. Okay, and next we have the variable scope. So these also here local variables. Register storage class is also using the local variables within our functions, right? So the variable scope is also local to the block. Local to the block, or else these are using the local variables. Like that also you can write. And we have this lifetime for these. It is also active till the control is present in the block. Same, similar to the our auto. Control is the present till the control is the present in the block. Present in the block. After that it can be expired. After that it can be expired. And let's see the one simple program to define with the our register storage classes. Let's start with the program. Same as this, hash include stdio.h, standard input output.h, and conio.h, console input output header file. And next start the our main function. In the main function you can write the our register. Now you can see here the registers are starting defined with the starting of the program only, right? So similar to the our automatic here, you can write the register, and the register will be having the data type and the variable. Here I am taking the data type is the integer and the variable is the I. Okay, once you define this one, you can write the CLR here. It can be clear as the previous screen. And next here I am choosing the for loop. In the for loop I am giving the I is equals to the 5, I less than or equal to the 20, and next here I'm giving the I place. Okay, up to 20 values you can define, 5 to 20 values you can define into this, and you will be having the increment for this. And after that you can print whatever you are incrementing the values, that you need to be print the values percentile d. Only we wrote the one variable, right? For that case here we took the only one access specifier. And next to close this, for what we are writing, for the variable I, right? And next write the get ch, whatever the user is enter, that need to be get right, and return 0, sorry, return. Okay, so once you define this one, it can be gives the our output will be like your from the starting of the 5. So why? Because here we started the our I value will be the 5, and it can be stops with the 20. Why? Because here we took the less than or equals to, not less than. So you will be get the our output 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so like that here we can get the up to 20 values. So normally in the system you will be get the 9, 10, 11, 12 like that. So just here I'm writing the up to so on 20. So like this here you will be get the our output in the registers. So means here, what is the difference from normal programs to this means here? So these program can be stored like this. By using these features it can be works in the programmatic. So now this program is taking in the CPU registers manner, and this can be having the local variables, and it can be having the lifetime like here up to closing of the function. Like that here we can define this one. So okay, and next here we have the third one, that is the static storage class. Let's see here. So here the static storage class can be having the variables, those can be used in the our functions, or else those can be used in the files. It can be used in the functions, or else it can be used in the files. It may be function or else files. So where these functions or files are stored in our local static variables. So not only not only local static variables, the storage classes, static storage classes is also used in the global variables. Normally you can see auto and the register only performing in the local variables. The static will be having the advantages like here, we can use this one in the local, or else here we can use this one in the global also. Local means inside of the function, global means here outside of the function. It will be having the two types. And if you're defining the static variables in the local, so these local variables are storing in the value between the function calls, or else it can be stored in the form of block. Okay, and remaining or just in the form of visible performance only. And if you're defining the our function with the global variables, so these variables are visible only to the file in which it is declared. So it can be function, it can be local variables are using the function, and the global variables are using the files. So for that case here I wrote like function or file. Local is the function and global is storing in the form of file. Like that here we can define the our static variable. So and next here we have the some keyword to define the our static variables. So that is like your static only. You have the keyword that is your static, and you can define the static storage class with the syntax that is like your static, and next you will be having the data type with the variables. Data type here with the variables, you can define the our static storage class. Okay, static data type variables. After that you can see the features to define with this. Here we have the features to define with the our programmatic. Okay, sorry, static. Okay, so what we have the variables location for these, it can also store the our variables in the form of memory only. Okay, memory. So like here, it may be primary or a secondary memory. And the default initial value is like here assigned to the variable is 0. It is not like your unpredictable value. It is taking the one value that is like your 0. Okay, so variable is 0 or else default value is assigned to variable is 0. Okay, so it is assigning the one variable is like your 0. It is not unpredictable value. And the variable scope already we discussed, it can be having the local and the global. Just you can define this one local to the block, or else here you can define this one into the our global also. Anything you can perform, local or else here it may be the global, local or global to the our block. And we have the variable lifetime. The variable is active between the different function calls. Why? Because here if you're declaring with the local, it can be having the inside of the main function only, but if you're declaring the global, it can be calls the another function also. For that case here, it is active between the different function calls, different function calls. Like that here you can define the our features for this. And next you can see the one simple program to define with this. So by that here you will be understand how we are calling the different functions. Let's see, here we have the program. First here you can take the hash include like that only. Okay, directly here I'm starting with the main function, main. Okay, you can define the stdio and the conio, okay, header files. After that you can start the our main function. In this I'm choosing the global variable type. Like here I'm choosing the functions. Okay, increment. Okay, and also I'm taking again increment. Again I'm taking the increment. For this increment here I am writing the our function calling programmatic. Now you can see, first I am choosing the one function. It will be called the our programmatic. How it will be called? So let's see here. In this increment function I am using the static keyword now. Okay, the static keyword will be having the data type and the variable. The x variable will be having the value is like your 100. So whatever you need the value that you can choose, there is no problem. Just here I'm choosing the value will be the 100. And next here you can clear the our screen. After that you can write the our printf. In the printf here you can specify /n and the percentile d x. Percentile d and x. Okay, let me print the our x value. So in this I am choosing the x is equals to the x plus 100. X equal to the x plus 100 means whatever you have the value that will be incremented with the 100 value. And next here get the value from this, and next perform the return. So once you executed this one, first it will be gives the our output will be the 100. After that it will be give the 200. After that it will be gives the 300. You can see here I am writing the output for this. First it will be gives the 100. After the 200. After the 300. These are the different function. This is one function. This is another function. This is third function. So why we are stopping with the three functions only? Can we take the 400 means here? No. Why? Because here we are calling the three functions only here. Increment function we have at 3 times. That's what here we are getting the increment like here 3 times. If you're writing the increment in this type here, fourth one, so you can write the 400 is also possible. Okay, like that here we can perform the our static storage classes. So these static storage classes can be performs the different function callings. That is the lifetime for this. Okay, and next here we have the external storage class, last one. So the external storage class can be performs like your global functions, or else it can be takes the some variables. Those are shared between the two or more files. whatever you have the external storage class, it can be having the global functions, means it can be takes the global variables, not local variables. It can be uses the global variables, and also these can be shared between the two or more files. Okay, in the global we are working with the files, right? That's what here, these all shared with the two or more files, and these variables can be defined by using the one keyword. That keyword is the extern, not external. It can be having the keyword that is the extern. And next here we have the syntax to define with this. What we have the syntax here: extern, data type, and next here you can define the variables for this. Okay, after that you can see what we have the features to define with the external storage class. So it will be having the variable location, that is also memory, and the default initial value for this is also assigned to the 0, like your variable is 0. It is also similar to the our static. Okay, the default value can be assigned to the variable that is the 0, and it will be having the scope is like your global. So whatever you have, you are performing those variables in the form of global functions, right? So you can define the scope is like your global. And we have variable lifetime for this. So it is also active till the program is completely executed. So active till the program is completely executed. It is not stopping one step to another step. It is performing like you're completely executing the our programmatic from the starting of the program. It is checking everything, so after that only it can be stops the our process. And let's see the simple program to define with the our external storage classes. So just you can write the hash include stdio, those are the our header files. After that here you can start with the main function. Here I am directly starting with the main function. In the main function, see here, directly can we start the main function? No. Why? Because here in the external storage class here we are working the global variables. In this we are working the global variables. So the global variables can be defined outside of the main function. So now here you can define the our variables. Okay, so what we have the variables, that is like here int a is equals to 37. I'm taking whatever you need the value that you can define, there is no problem. Okay, so here just I'm declaring the our global variable, that is like your a is equals to the 37. After that here we are starting the our main function. In the main function we can write here extern keyword. Okay, and the extern keyword will be having the variable that is like your b. And next here clear the screen and write the printf for this. So what we have here, we have the total two variables, that is like your a and b. So outside one is also calculated. So just write the percentile d. So first one is for the our a and second one is for the b. Okay, once you define this one, write the get ch and write the return. Okay, we closed. See here, the variable lifetime will be completely executed, not for the function, right? So here we close out the function, but here we are still continuing the writing of the program with int b is equals to the 20. Now our program is completed. You can see clearly. So we before given the variable value, and after that also we given the variable value. So these two are in the global type. So inside the main function that will be executed, but these two are accessing the our global variables. So for that case here, this variable will be having the, or else this external storage classes will be having the program is executed, means it will be having the lifetime till the program is completely executed. And you can see it will be gives the our output will be 37 and the 20. Okay, like this sure it can be gives the our output. Thank you for the watching. If you like the video, subscribe to my channel.